Live from Hollywood, California, it's the first annual On Cinema Oscar pre-show.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tim Heidecker, and we are live here in Hollywood for the first annual On Cinema Oscars pre-show. So welcome to the big show, and I want to welcome my guest, Mr. Gregg Turkington. Greg, thanks for being here, and appreciate
Hey guys, good to be here, and on an important night for everybody that loves movies.
So we're so excited. You know, we are in the capital of Oscar, Hollywood, California, broadcasting live. The ceremony is happening not more than a few miles away from us, and couldn't be more thrilled. I want to just acknowledge this. I mentioned earlier on Twitter, I went fishing yesterday and cut the tip of my finger off. I was cleaning a fish and boning a fish, and about a quarter or half-inch of the tip of this finger got cut off.
That's why you should just go to the supermarket where they sell fish, and it's very inexpensive.
Right. Well, I was using it to relax, and
doesn't look very relaxing.
No. So, anyways, no nasty tweets and everything about that. That's a happy accident, or just it was an accident, fishing accident. Okay. What we thought we'd do, we got so many things planned today for this wonderful ceremony. It really is the one. It's better than Christmas. It's better than New Year's Eve for us. It is the Oscar night. It is Oscar night, and we are just so excited to be a part of this historic occasion where the members of the Academy do salute the honors and honor the people who did such great work this year. You know, but we'd like to also take a look back and remember some great Oscar moments. Greg, what are some
people that
of your
died?
I'm saying, what are your memories of Oscar?
Well, just the movies themselves and the awards and the red carpet. When you see some of the stars walking down the red carpet, and you wonder to yourself, well, why aren't they walking in the costumes from their characters? Which is what I was always interested in. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just say a couple things about tonight's ceremony. We're excited. Oh, by the way, this is kind of neat. We got champagne here. So I toast to I was going to say co-host, but he's a guest. Toast to the best.
This year I am.
Yeah.
And we'll
Toast to the guest. Toast to the best guest.
It's only the second time I've had champagne.
All right, I'm lost. I don't know what you want me to say. Okay. All right. I would like to take a moment here and just tell you guys a little bit about what we plan to do. We've got a lot of great segments planned. We're going to be playing some games. We've got amazing special guests. Then we're going to just enjoy the Oscars, and we're going to be checking in with you guys during the break. Each commercial break, we're going to have a different segment planned, and we're going to have a great time. Spend the evening with us. Have the TV on if you want. In fact, let's go check out what's happening on the red carpet right now. Let's see what stars we might be able to see. Can we see? Who do we have here? Halle, I'm not sure that. Oh, that's Halle Berry from, can't remember the movie was she in it. She was in.
She's not a star.
Do we have a name of a Halle Berry movie? Is she Oscar from Oscar? Monsters Ball. They're saying Monsters Ball. All right, turn that off. Doesn't matter. Greg, tell me what you think is going to happen tonight. What are some of your predictions for Oscar?
Well, the first prediction is it's going to be great. This was a great year for movies. 2012 is sort of a banner year. And when you have a year like that, it's hard to choose just one Best Picture, but that's what they're going to have to do this year. I think this year it's going to be sort of a dramatic year. The ratings for the Oscars have been very bad the last few years. To sort of boost the ratings, they did something a little bit unprecedented, which is they didn't nominate The Hobbit for any awards, even though they know in their hearts that The Hobbit will be the write-in favorite. So you're going to see some drama when they announce all the nominees for Best Picture. They don't announce The Hobbit. They open the envelope, and The Hobbit will have won through the write-in vote. That's only happened once before in Oscar history with Chariots of Fire in 1983. It's going to happen again tonight, I predicted. I also predict 8 Oscars in total for The Hobbit.
All right, a big prediction. Oscar prediction from Gregg Turkington here is predicting 8 Oscars for Hobbit. I have actually 2 predictions that are a little controversial.
Okay.
First is dealing with the host. Now, the host of the Oscars this year is a cartoon guy named Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane. And he's a cartoon guy, does cartoon voices, and is not necessarily who I would have chosen to host the Oscars.
Well, he's never won an Oscar, and to host the Oscars, you should have won an Oscar. That's rule number 1.
All right, well, I don't know about that, but here's my prediction. See, the Oscars are smart. They know that they need to create surprises for the audience to care about. So what I think is Seth MacFarlane is a red herring, and I believe that the true host, what's going to happen? Seth MacFarlane is going to come out and say, I believe I am not the man for this job. I apologize for wasting your time, and he's going to say, but is there anybody here that can help me out? And who
Robin
is going
Williams.
No. Let me finish my thought. Billy Crystal. We're live, and you don't let me get my thought out. Okay. So I think Billy Crystal is going to be the host. And I also believe that James Bond is going to say goodbye tonight. There's been so many great James Bond moments, but tonight will be the end, and they will salute. They will say goodbye to James Bond.
Disagree. Skyfall, which is another possibility for winning a lot of Oscars, was the most successful Bond movie to date. And I believe that you're going to see a new schedule, maybe 2 Bond movies a year from here on out, because people love this franchise.
Thank you very much. What we'd like to do is throw to our first segment, which is Greg went out on the town and made this little film about the Oscars.
Yeah, we shot this right where
the
side of the red cart.
Roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Where the
Are we clear?
In Hollywood, California, in front of the world-famous Kodak, now Dolby Theater, where it all happens. This is the heart of things. This is as exciting as it gets, and you're here with us right now to see behind the scenes at the Oscar ceremony. Let's go inside, where my Oscar awaits. Imagine, if you will, you're Sir Ian McKellen walking up these stairs to accept the Best Picture Award for The Hobbit. You'll see it later tonight. We're here now at the main entrance of the Dolby Theater, formerly the Kodak Theater. This is the entrance that all the stars are walking into and walking out of with their precious statuettes under their arms. Yes, folks, there really is an Oscar, and we're here in the heart of it right now for On Cinema. Here we are at Oscar's famous Hall of Fame, where they list some of the best movies ever to win the Oscar, including The Great Crash, $1 Million Baby, and Lord of the Rings. And by the end of this year, The Hobbit will be on this wall of fame as well, probably in that spot right there. And here's a look inside the Dolby Theater. Well, Tim, I hope you enjoyed my behind-the-scenes look at the Oscar Theater. Now back to you for some continued live commentary.
So that was actually where the Oscars is filmed, or where the Oscars are filmed, and very interesting. Thank you for that report.
I wouldn't mind winning my own Oscar for that little film.
Yes, more of a documentary.
But they do have a documentary Oscar.
All right. I would like to welcome all the people watching now, and we are live in Hollywood. And how many people out there, I wonder, think that they know everything there is to know about Oscar? Well, Greg raised his hand. Well, I've got a little video game here called Stump the Buff.
Okay.
So we'll do the Stump the Buff.
This will be fun.
And Greg, I'm going to ask you 3 questions about Oscar, and if you win, if you get more than 2 right, I'm going to give you a copy of this movie here, which is
The Lonely Lady. I have that movie already, but I would love a backup copy.
Okay. Can we show a clip of Lonely Lady while we're waiting for the game to start? Show the clip of the. Because there's actually a movie about Oscar.
This is one of the great Oscar movies. It didn't win any Oscars, but it's sort of famous for being a peek behind the scenes at the Oscars. And as you'll see from this clip, it's quite a good movie.
We all feel that way. It's the show of the year.
Nothing else like it.
Been good talking to you.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Guy Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Guy Jackson, the director of that wonderful film.
All right, cut the clip. Cut the clip. That's not the clip I asked for. There's a much better clip. All right, first question. How many Oscars did your favorite movie, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, win? Way back when?
14.
No, it's 11. It won 11 Academy Awards.
No, it won. Well, it won 11. It won 14 because there were 3 producers on the film. Each one of them got an Oscar, so that totals 14.
It was
14 statues were given out.
I didn't ask how many statues. I asked how many awards did the movie win.
Well,
so it's
statue
different.
is an award, so it would be 14.
Okay, the answer is 11. That's incorrect. Second question was, if you know everything about the Oscars, you're bound to know this one. Who was the first actor to win Academy Award, Oscar?
Humphrey Bogart, Bogey.
No. It was Emil Jansen.
No, it was Humphrey Bogart. When the Oscars were first televised, which is when people first became aware of the Oscars, the first winner, the first televised Oscar was Humphrey Bogart. Before
no,
that,
the answer is Emil Jannings.
Before that, the Oscars
I looked it up online, and it's Emil Jannings.
But
I don't know who he was.
They were televised.
Okay.
It wasn't anything anybody saw or was concerned about. It was sort of like a private party. It wasn't the Oscars as we know it today.
All right.
There was no red carpet, and there were no stars. It just wasn't the same. So
all right, let me interrupt you.
Humphrey Bogart.
You can't win this because you would have had to win 2 out of 3. But I'll ask you the third question. Actually, I'll put this up, a double or nothing. This is back on the line if you can get this one question right. Ready? Who was the youngest person to win Oscar? Does anybody out there know? You guys can tweet the answer.
Tatum O'Neal with The Paper Moon from 1973.
No, the answer is Shirley Temple.
Shirley
Temple.
I consider myself a pretty big Shirley Temple fan, and I guarantee you she never won the Oscar. She should have won the Oscar because she made some great movies and was one of my all-time favorite actresses, but she didn't win the Oscar. So
it was she won an honorary award.
But there's no statue given when it's an honorary award. That's just a certificate. So that's a little different than the Oscar. Tatum O'Neal won for Paper Moon, which starred Ryan O'Neal, her father, and was a great film.
All right, guys, we have only 15 minutes left before the big Academy Awards start. Let's take a quick look at the red carpet and see what's going on back down on Hollywood Boulevard. And that's
It's Oscar winner Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, who was Oscar nominated for Ray for the film Ray, which was
Where
a
he played
documentary
Ray
about
Charles,
Ray
and-
Charles.
And that's his wife.
That's amazing to see how much fun they have. For instance, he's not wearing a traditional tuxedo. It's more of a gray-black tuxedo. And it's unbelievable. Congratulations to him. And congratulations to all the award winners.
And look at the people in the background. Those seats, they camp out for weeks to get those seats. Those are the best seats in the house.
All right. Well, that is what's going on down there at the red carpet. Like I said, we are live. So in other words, if you're watching this on live web, it's not not on TV, but if you're watching on web, you can access this now, and you're watching it now. And we'll I want to talk about these. These are the On Cinema mugs, and
Where do you get them?
do we have the information about the mugs that we can access for people? It's get on to onscinemapodcast.com, and you can access the mugs. Thanks for watching, and let's just go through the predictions. Who do you see winning today? And let's go through the categories. Best Supporting Actress. So this is a little bit of a weird category for me. You have Amy Adams.
Never heard of her.
You know.
Sally Field is the clear pick. Oscar is a sentimental beast, and when you have somebody like Sally Field who's been around and done so much great work and who has never won an Oscar, sometimes they'll reward them not so much for their current film but for the past. In this case, I think Sally Field is due for an Oscar. I think she's going to win this Oscar. No, that was a Golden Globe. She's going to win the Oscar this year for this picture here.
This is throbbing. I need to put something on it. Neosporin is not doing the trick. I need to put something on it. Ice. Thank you. I think, yes, Sally Field should win the Oscar. Now let's talk about Best Supporting Actor. This was kind of an interesting category. You had people like Alan Arkin, Robert De Niro, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Tommy Lee Jones, Christoph Waltz. These guys, you know, if it was me, I would not have nominated Philip Seymour Hoffman. I wouldn't have nominated Christoph Waltz. I would have also, I think some people were missing from this list. You know, I think you're missing somebody like John Goodman, who was so great in Flight, and Ian McKellen, or sorry, McKellen.
John Goodman was fantastic in Flight, and I'm an Oscar booster, but sometimes they get it wrong, and I think they got it wrong this time. Fortunately, this year they do have the write-in ballot available. As much as I love John Goodman in Flight, I think that the winner is going to be Sir Ian McKellen for The Hobbit, which was one of the best films of the year, in my opinion. And to play a character like the character he played is very tough. These are not realistic, regular, everyday life characters. These are fantastical characters. So you got to give it a little bit extra, and I think he did, and I think it's going to win the Oscar for him.
Okay, well, again, he's not nominated at the moment, but you're predicting a write-in campaign, some kind of write-in campaign for Ian McKellen for The Hobbit, okay, for playing Gandalf. Okay.
Gandalf's a classic character, and the rest of them aren't, so it's obvious.
For Best Actress, this is the category that's sparked a lot of debate between you and I. It should be interesting to see who wins. Jessica Chastain from the Bin Laden 9/11 movie, Bin Laden movie, which I can't remember the name of, and Jennifer Lawrence is a nobody. Emmanuel.
They're all.
Reva Quinj.
The only one anyone knows is Naomi Watts. This is not her year. I think Cate Blanchett for The Hobbit is going to get the popular vote, the write-in vote. A lot of the voters didn't get to see The Hobbit until this last week, and now that they've seen it, they know what they like, and it's going to be Cate Blanchett. I bet you $5 for The Hobbit. It's one of the 8 awards that The Hobbit will win.
Ice. Bradley for Best Actor, we have Bradley Cooper, starring with as well as Daniel Day-Lewis, Hugh Jackman, and Denzel Washington, which I thought he was fantastic in Flight. Again, I feel like there's some people missing off that list.
Well, sir, Ian McKellen was nominated, or he wasn't nominated. He should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but oh well, Martin Freeman. There you go.
So Martin Freeman should have been nominated.
Or see, Sir Ian Gandalf's a big character, so I say nominate them both. He will win.
Well, I think you're crazy, because I think the winner of this award should be Tom Cruise for Jack Reacher. Was my favorite movie of the year.
He's got a few Oscars in his closet already. I don't think they need to give him another one. Tim Freeman for The Hobbit.
Tim Freeman? I think
this guy right there.
Martin Freeman, who played Bilbo Baggins. All right, well, maybe the champagne is getting to your head. Can I get more champagne if I'm not going to be able to get ice? Finally, or not finally, we've got the Best Director category. You've got Michael Haneke, Bethen Zaitan, Ang Lee, Steven Spielberg, which is spelled wrong, by the way. Steven Spielberg spelled with a V, S-T-E-V-E-N.
It's E before I.
Yeah. No, that's right. This is wrong. That's to be V, S-T-E-V-E-N. And whoever did that is a bullshit artist and shouldn't be working on this show. So I don't know if someone's trying to play a joke, but it's Steven with a V. And
well, this is another red herring. Obviously, Peter Jackson for The Hobbit is going to be the write-in favorite. These two guys no one's heard of. Ang Lee they're not going to give the Oscar to a woman. Their Oscars is a...
All right, 5 minutes to go before... What time is it? 5 minutes before the Oscars?
See if Hillary Clinton will be president before a woman's going to get the Oscar. Spielberg has done great work, but he's a science fiction director. He's not going to win for something like Lincoln. So it's going to be my man Peter Jackson, who has a couple Oscars in on his mantle already, and he's going to have 2 more tonight for producer and director for The Hobbit.
All right, well, let's talk about the Best Picture, because that's why everybody watches the Oscar. They don't watch it for the host and all this sort of all the trimmings that go around it. They want to see what was the best movie of the year. Now, they did this recently where they actually added more movies to the list. So you have this enormous list. You've got a movie called Amour, Argo, Beast of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, I don't know, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Silver Linings Playbook. You see the list. There's too many. It's almost like they put every movie that came out there except for Jack Reacher.
And The Hobbit.
And The Hobbit. So why, I wonder? Where's the conspiracy there? I don't know. But you have to ask yourself, why wouldn't great movies be on there, and these movies that no one's ever heard of, like Armour and Beasts of the Southern Wild? Why are those movies on there, and other movies that we voted for are not? Well, I think we know why, because I think Greg is right. I think it is a write-in campaign.
It's called ratings, and when you have something like the Super Bowl or the Oscars, you've got to increase the ratings. As movie buffs, we're willing to put up with a lot, including this sort of rigged ceremony where we already know that The Hobbit is going to win, but you have to go through this fake out where they have all these movies that were nominated that would never win. And that's fine. At the end of the day, Ian McKellen, Peter Jackson, and the rest will walk down the aisle and slap each other on the back and say, "Job well done." I was very disappointed when we saw the nominations initially and The Hobbit wasn't included, and then I said, hold on here, Oscar's got a trick up his sleeve, and what you see is not what you get when it comes to the Oscars. In fact, the winning film will be The Hobbit, and as it should be. And so fasten your seatbelt, pop some popcorn. You guys are going to be in for quite an Oscar ride tonight. If you love movies, if you consider the cinema to be your church, the Oscar ceremony is Christmas Day, and we're going to see a lot of presents given out. By presents, I mean statues, and given out to those who deserve them. Folks like Ian McLeod, Peter Jackson, and the rest of the Hobbit team. So get ready if you're a betting man, place some money on the Hobbit, and get ready to reap your rewards.
4 minutes to go before Oscar.
I have put together sort of a little impromptu segment tonight talking about some of the past Oscar glories. I brought from my collection some of the films that have won in the past. And you don't have to be a millionaire to build a great Oscar collection. A lot of these films are available very cheaply. West Side Story, which won in 1961. You can see the Oscar, if you zoom in, you can see the Oscar statue on the box itself. Won Best Picture in 1961.
I can't handle it.
And My Fair Lady is another one, which also won.
And I'm actually starting to...
And The Sound of Music. I picked up these films, which form sort of the backbone of my Oscar display at home, very cheaply. And that's one of the nice things about DVDs.
Let's go check out the red carpet and see what's happening on the red carpet. All right, we're in commercial for the red carpet, so obviously the Oscar has to pay their bills. But there's all sorts of shows coming. Can we cut the? If we're not, oh, here we are. Let's go red carpet. Oh, it's another commercial. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to tell you guys what's going to be happening a little bit. Ow, fuck! All right. I smacked it right on the damn chair here. All right.
Sorry about your finger.
Thanks. So stick with us, watch the Oscars, and come back during the break where we're going to be watching the Oscars and talking about what happened during the break. First things up is we're going to talk about the opening ceremony, which I can't believe is going to be, you know, when Billy Crystal comes out and surprises everybody, everyone's going to have a big old laugh, including Seth MacFarlane, who I know has a good sense of humor and is going to appreciate the decision that the producers made. So let's get that going and be back here. Definitely don't turn your computer off. Keep the energy going. We're going to have a lot of fun. A couple of special guests coming up. I'm going to give you a little clue, and you have to guess who it is. One word, Godfather. And the vibe of the show is going to be basically Oscar-related. So our guests are all Oscar-related, and it's going to be a lot of fun, you know? So thanks for joining us on this Oscar pre-show. You know, I don't know what else to say. But I'm going to pour some champagne in honor of the ceremonies are about to get started. And good luck to all the winners, or good luck to all the whoever.
Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar.
You should have some more of this. Because you deserve it. You did a great job on the opening ceremony here. Let's take a look at the red carpet and see if we can time this right where we actually see the beginning of the ceremonies. Can we time it right? Okay, that's, no. Cut. How many minutes to go? It's on. The Oscars are on. Cheers to the Oscars.
We toast all the nominees and all the winners.
And thank you for watching. And I apologize, and I'd like ice. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Let's enjoy the opening ceremonies. And here we go. The Oscars are on. Cheers to the Oscars.
The Hobbit.
So let's cut to the Oscars. out the commercial breaks because we're not going to be talking to you during the Oscars. We're going to be watching the Oscars. How do we know what's happening if we don't know what's happening during if we don't watch the Oscars? So anyhow, my guest is Gregg Turkington, and thank you for being with me, buddy.
It's good to be here. Little disappointed with the last award, I have to say. He was good. I mean, you have to be good to get nominated, but you got to be great to win. And I think Sir Ian McClellan, who has been knighted by the Queen, should have been the write-in favorite. And,
right.
But sometimes it's politics with Oscars. Sometimes they will it's misdirection, like any magician can tell you.
Well, before we talk about who won Best Actress or Actor, let's talk about how cool it was, the opening ceremony, which I was wrong about with Billy Crystal was not there, unfortunately, but whatever. Secondly, Seth MacFarlane did a good job, I thought, and having William Shatner be on the show was pretty cool.
Really cool, and it's nice to hear all those old Hollywood classic songs. It reminds me of the old Gene Kelly Singing in the Rain, and to see that in 2013 is kind of a treat.
And you know what's neat was I thought with William Shatner they chose the original, not the original Star Trek Spock or Kirk uniform, but from the movies, because this is the Oscars is about movies. So they used his outfit from Star Trek 1 and 2.
Yeah, interesting piece of trivia, William Shatner's never won an Oscar. And I think that's an oversight, and I think it will be corrected in the next few years. Yeah,
well, okay, so then I thought, what about the boob song? Did you think that was interesting or out of line? Oh, and then people told me to...
I think that would be interesting on late night TV. For the Oscars, it's a little bit much. I would prefer to see something more about some of the great movies that were nominated or some of the actors, that type of thing.
And by the way, the people said I said you should ask questions, and I'm seeing if anybody has any questions.
My question is, why can't we have 2 or 3 awards in each segment? It seems like there's a lot of filler. I'd like to get to the awards because that's what it's all about. No disrespect meant towards the choreographers or the musicians who put on that song, but I'd love to see a few more awards.
All right, well, they were all asking what we thought of the opening dance sequence. I thought it was awesome. I thought Seth MacFarlane did a good job as a host.
I'd like to see more scenes from the actual movies. There's people out there, because of the economy or for whatever reason, they haven't seen all these films, and the only way they can really choose who to root for is to see the clips and to sort of get a feel for what was nominated.
Well, what about the winner being Christopher Waltz being the winner of the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor? I thought it should have gone to somebody else.
Sir Ian McClellan.
Or John Goodman.
Yeah, he's already got some Oscars. Let's give it to the new guy.
Well, thank you very much for checking in with us, and I think this is going to be a great Oscar. We've got a very exciting guest coming up in the next segment, so definitely stick around for that. It's going to be somebody that has actually won an Academy Award, or actually, I'm sorry, has been nominated for an Academy Award, is coming up after the break, which is actually not the break, it's the Academy Awards.
How's the finger?
It hurts. Not as much as it did before. I want to thank the crew here for getting me ice. And when you have put ice on, the doctor said put ice on the wound because it takes some of the, it numbs it. And I'm supposed to change my bandage tonight.
Get lots of sleep.
Yes. I'm on Percocet as well for the pain. So what's going to come up next? You know, you imagine we got a Best Supporting Actress.
You got a tribute to the fallen dead. Every year you lose a few Oscar winners, and I don't know what happens to the statue.
The Oscar's back on. We'll see you guys soon.
Lose the actors pass away.
All right, so we're actually looking at a clip here of this is still the Oscars. We're still actually watching the Oscars right now. So this is a whole thing about the Oscars. Life of Pi.
It's not going to win. Good film, but to win an Oscar, you have to have sort of a classic, timeless feel. And this film's a little weird, so it's a little bit current. This is a weird period that we're living in.
Okay. Are we clear? I'm waiting for the commercial. That's the... Okay, so listen, that was interesting. So we saw different things happening there. I want to talk about our next segment here. Greg, you interviewed a very famous person, right?
Yeah, it's funny I'm holding up The Color Purple, but she wasn't in The Color Purple. She was in American Graffiti, which if you're a George Lucas fan, you've no doubt seen this film. And strangely enough, I share a dentist with Miss Candy Clark from American Graffiti. And so we were able to get this segment for you, and we hope you like it.
All right, so let's take a look at this segment. It is an interview Greg did with Academy Award-nominated actress Candy Clark. Thank you very much.
Welcome to another edition of On Cinema Behind the Oscars. And we're here with actress Candy Clark.
I used them for hunting. I do a lot of hunting, you know. Yeah, deer mostly. Got a couple of bear last year. Yeah, those were good ponies. Had to train them special myself. Took a lot of time.
Yeah, if you still have them, we can go for a ride.
You know, I was thrilled to be there. I was with Jeff Bridges, and I had on a new dress. And back in the day, that's when we used to do our own hair and buy our own clothes.
Do you think that it's possible for a movie such as The Hobbit to win the Best Picture based on a write-in campaign?
It's possible. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, it's probably going to be, you know, my vote is for Argo, but it'll probably go to Lincoln because Spielberg is the Academy's darling, you know.
Or The Hobbit?
Okay. Stop fuddling around with that.
I'm just trying to find American Graffiti, which I do own, but I seem to have not brought it here.
So you never really asked Candy Clark what it was like to be a part of the Oscars or be a part of the ceremony. I mean, that's really what I was hoping you would discover from her, is what it's like to be in that room. I mean, if we would have been interviewing Jack Nicholson, he'd be able to tell us that. Or
well, she was there. I mean, it's a great honor. I think that if you are a captain of a ship, probably the award you'd want to get is Captain of the Year. If you're an actor, the Academy Award is the top award, and Candy Clark was nominated for it. She didn't win, but she came close, and that's why it was kind of exciting to talk to her, get to know her.
All right, well, that was an interview with Candy Clark, who won the Academy Award for Best Actress in American
Which I
Graffiti.
think I have here somewhere in the box just to show people the graphics from the tape.
Let's see what everybody online's saying. People say, do you think, why aren't you wearing a tie? Someone said.
Well, some of the actors who were nominated aren't wearing ties. It's your own choice.
Well, I think this has been one of the greatest Oscars ever, except for some of the deletions that they should have. Talk about one of your favorite Oscar memories.
Was Mr. Tom Hanks winning 2 years in a row. He won for Forrest Gump, and the next year he won for Philadelphia. Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors. He's made some movies that weren't recognized, that weren't nominated, and I love those too. So I guess a tip of the hat to Mr. Tom Hanks, an Oscar legend. And,
Oscar salutes you, Tom, and I'm sure he's at the Academy Awards. They haven't cut to him yet,
yeah.
But as far as I can see. But
hasn't had a hit lately, but you know, he will. He will again. He could play a sort of an older character at this point because he is aging.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks. And we'll be back after the next commercial. Welcome back. Well, this has been a tricky night for us because now we have the first award where Hobbit didn't win. And
didn't win Best Supporting Actor either.
Right, but the awards that it were nominated for. Hold this for a sec. We have a special guest coming up, okay. And he is a his name is he's from Godfather 2, and that won Best Academy Award. So let's bring him out. John Aprea. John Aprea, come on out here.
Whoops.
And
hey.
Oh, nice.
I think I have Godfather 2 here in my box from my some of the videotapes I have.
So John Aprea was in Godfather 2, and what character did you play in that movie?
I played young Tessio.
Young
I'm not on the
Tessio.
box. I don't understand why.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That was Al Pacino. I played young Tessio.
Okay, and well, that was an Academy Award-winning movie. And what was that? Could talk us through that night when you found out that won the Academy Award?
Well, Brando wasn't in 2. He was in
oh, right.
In what?
Yeah.
1. It was when you're doing this thing, you know, you knew that Godfather 1, because of Godfather 1, it was going to be something special.
You knew that was
Everybody
going to be a
was
big
movie. But it's probably better. It's a great movie. It's arguably even
better than the original.
So it was. You kind of every time you turned around, it's Gordon Willis, Theodora Van Runkle, Francis Ford Coppola, Bobby De Niro. So I mean, it was hot. And then when we Academy Award night, just kept winning. I think.
Did you go to the Academy Awards?
No, I didn't. In fact, I wasn't nominated. No, I didn't win.
You didn't win, but the movie won.
It won. Yes.
He won.
So everyone in the movie.
My
gets
point
an
to
award?
him.
Yes.
Yeah, but
No.
my point to you is that your Kenny Clark interview, she was nominated but didn't win, but you were in a movie that actually won the award.
It won
Best Picture.
Yeah, won Best Picture, Best Director. It was 12 Academy Awards. It was pretty dramatic. Yeah.
But did you meet Robert Duvall?
Yeah, sure. I was.
Get out of the way so you can see the shot of you from the movie. That's on the screen.
Oh, that's me.
Can you sign this? I'm sort of a video.
That's a long time ago
That's
for you.
a very long time ago.
If you could sign this,
I'd be happy.
I would love to have. I would love to have this signed.
Now,
It'd be my pleasure.
We can do that afterwards. We'll go to the green room and talk to him.
Yeah, we have a green room.
Well,
how's your finger, by the way?
It hurts a lot.
It hurts. I'm sorry. It was when I did.
All right, let's take a look at a clip from The Godfather 2,
Okay.
which is actually from the movie Godfather 2.
That's it.
Ci avevo permesso di mangiare in persona per travagliare in sto quartiere e io non giudo Galici. Lei mi pagare $100 l'uno e basta.
There it is. Who are you?
E per chi la può pagare?
Vedo. Ci pensiamo neanche.
Cuts back and forth between those two guys.
Ah sì, ma io è solo, ne oggi siamo 3. E io è armato e ne oggi siamo armati. Perciò per chi c'è da mandare a Vigio hanno scelto monete.
Tu non capisci. Questo è lo suo quartiere.
Sì, ma io conosco lui Casino Rioco e un girone non è da Fanucci.
Come?
De Jordan Gregg da Seconda Avenue, Frank Pignataro, 45 strade e un girone non è da Fanucci.
Sì, un padre, niente a Fanucci. And the Oscars are back on, so John, stick around, and we'll ask you a couple more questions during the next break. Help yourself to some champagne. Turn the volume on. All right, my producer told me to eat popcorn or put something in my stomach. I'm here with John Aprea, who's a part of the Godfather movie, and we just watched James Bond win this award or whatever. They give him some kind of
there's no award.
No, they give him some kind of honorary.
You didn't care about that one.
No, I thought that they should have forget about James Bond and move on to Jack Reacher, to other spies.
Yeah.
You could just do different spy movies.
Sure.
Godfather movies.
Godfather, not a spy, but they could do that. I'm drinking champagne. And
by the way, John Aprea from Godfather drinking out of an On Cinema mug, which you can get on OnCinemaPodcast.com, and drinking champagne out of it.
Out of a mug.
John, I brought my collection. I'm sort of known as a big collector of Oscar-winning films, and I have a pretty good collection of the films that
give me that goddamn thing,
changed people's lives and won Oscars. And I was wondering if you could sign. I happen to have with me here today The Godfather 2. I was wondering if you could sign it for me.
Of course I have to put my champagne
sort of a special part of my collection.
Okay.
I have a
my point is that
signed, but there's smaller movies like Midnight Madness.
Hold on a
second. I have signed.
My point is that James Bond is old, and if Hollywood wants to be, if people want to be known, or if people want to know about Hollywood, then they should have Jack Reacher or somebody like that come out and get rid of James Bond.
Well, Cruise will be happy about that. That's for sure.
Bond's not going anywhere.
No, he's not. You want me to say that?
Yeah, here I can hold the microphone. I've got a pen, and
because I'm going to have trouble signing this because
I've got Eddie Deason sign my copy of Midnight Madness. But
look what happened here. Did you do this on purpose? Well, I'll sign it. But that's that's my thing. I was doing that. Terrible.
So what? Are you in the? Were you? Did you have to be in the mob or anything to? Because I know there's people in the mob.
I am in the mob, but I don't really want anybody to know that.
Well, this is ruined, but
that really is. That's not
I got good news and bad news. The good news is, or the bad news is, this is broken. Now the good news is I have 2 other copies of this on VHS. This is my backup copy, and these can be repaired. There's actually a guy in Canoga Park where you can take these in, and he can take the tape out, take the reel out, and he puts it into another case, and then he can steam the label off the actual tape and put it onto the blank case.
Really?
And I've had him do a few tapes for me, and he's a good guy. I can give you.
Well, could you? Yeah, I could appreciate
some more champagne, John?
But I have to get rid of the pen.
Oh yeah, if you could just sign this for me.
I did. It doesn't work.
I hate that James Bond music too. He
doesn't like anything about James.
It's like detective music. It could have been better than. It's like almost like
that pen doesn't work on that thing. So I'm going to get special pictures for you guys that I have in my house.
That would be nice, but I would love
thanks
to
for
get
being
this
on the
thing
show.
signed. Can we get a marker there?
And I got John Prea from Our Godfather, from Godfather 2, to be on the show. And back to the Oscars.
No. He's going to sign my...
Let's go back to the Oscars. Do I have it? Oscars. Congratulations to turn it down. Thank you. Congratulations to Oscar for certainly for Sugar Man, which I thought was not a good movie. I saw it actually, and I have to say a couple things about this Seth MacFarlane, who hosting Oscar right now. He sucks. It sucks, and this is a disgrace. They're shitting on the entire Oscar. The whole making fun of. Why would they make fun of Oscar? Why would they make fun of people who are working hard? And he's being with the whole Lincoln joke about this and that. With the what was the joke about? Sorry. Fuck him. And he ruined the whole night. If Billy Crystal, or one of those had hosted, it would be the best. But he fucked everything up, and I hate this show, and I hate being here. And the producer told me to drink Coke.
I always thought that
instead of all the champagne.
I always thought it'd be interesting if you showed the Oscars in a movie theater. If people could go to their local movie theater and watch the Oscars in the theater, because seeing it on TV doesn't make sense. Movies are very different from TV, and I believe that you should present the winner for the Best Picture in a movie theater where it all takes place.
Well, I think that if people want to watch the Oscars, they can watch whatever they want. But the Oscar for Best Oscar, it should be for him, Billy Crystal, because he is the best host. And they don't have Oscars for the host. They don't have Oscars for the host. They have this is all for Best Movie or whatever. So
they have them, but they're called Emmys.
Yeah, I guess, but Liam Neeson I thought was cool to see him because he's in one of my favorite movies called Grey, and I thought that They told me to put in a question mark about. Thanks for John Apria coming to the show, and they told me that you would. Back to the Oscars. Yeah, we're back live. I can't watch this music anymore. It's stupid. It's not what Oscars are about. Greg, what?
Traditionally, there have been some musicals that have won Oscars.
We don't need to hear music. Where we hear music during the if a number is best song, they should have music, but not on for this. Going on and on and on. So we want to start. We're just going to start talking about movies in the movie categories.
Well, there is a best song category, and I do believe that it's important to honor that category and give the Oscar for best song. But I do think it's a little strange, not to be critical, but I do think it's a bit strange that they would devote so much time to these songs when really people are tuning into the Oscars to see movies. And that's what it's all about.
It was neat seeing John Travolta, though.
It was, and strangely enough, this is a bit of movie trivia for any trivia heads out there who are tuning in tonight, and I consider myself to be one. Travolta's never won the Oscar, and that's an oversight. When you look at his catalog of movies that he's made, and I happen to own most of them, I think that Travolta should have at least 3 or 4 Oscars under his belt. He has 0. And that's an oversight. And hopefully we'll be corrected in the coming years because there's still a lot of gas in that tank. John Travolta is a movie legend.
What's your favorite John Travolta movie?
I would say Grease. I'm pretty into Grease. In fact, I also love Grease 2, which didn't win any Oscars, but which I believe is up to the same level of quality as Grease 1.
What about, what's the name of John Travolta movie where he was... Baby.
Primary Colors. Oh, no. Look Who's Talking. That wasn't the type of movie that generally wins Oscars. It was fun. It was a popcorn movie.
He was like a monster there.
And that was Battlefield Earth. If you like So Good It's Bad, watch this movie. It's kind of fun. If you've ever seen Showgirls or the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's something to watch with friends. Yeah. Maybe have a couple of drinks, a champagne or a beer or whatever, and watch these movies. Because John Travolta, he's made some great movies. I think he's got a 90% success rate, but every actor, no matter how good they are, even Bogey and Bacall made a couple of clunkers, and Battlefield Earth was John Travolta's Waterloo.
I just think he's from Saturday
Night Fever and the sequel Staying Alive, which is
Staying Alive. I would be interesting to see me do Staying Alive with my finger.
But John Travolta is a great actor, and you think of him as a dancer as well, whether it was Urban Cowboy, Pulp Fiction, which sort of revitalized his career, or Saturday Night Fever. He's always been a good dancer.
He should host Saturday Night Live.
That would be interesting.
I can't believe I fucking lost my finger. Like top of my finger, like my whole finger is fucking gone. You want to see it? Just take it, show it.
No, please.
You want to see it? You see my finger? It looks like a fucking. You can see the bone.
Well, when we when we got this contract to do this, there's no reason to be driving 100 miles to go fishing in some lake when we could easily just go to Ralph's, which is a couple miles away, and get all the fish we wanted. So.
Jim, we're live. We're live.
Okay, no figure, because this is a nice award. Let's see where we are. Red carpet. What is he doing? He's not hosting awards. Put on the red carpet. Put on the red carpet. Hey, buy my mug. Buy my mug. It's from. I gotta take a shit. I gotta take a shit.
One of the actors that never won an Oscar but probably should have was Mr. Kirk Douglas. And I've always been a big fan of Kirk Douglas, and I tend to like more action-type movies or sci-fi and that sort of thing, but there's a humanity that Kirk Douglas brings to the screen that I feel it's time for him to get rewarded with an Oscar. He may not be in any condition physically to do a new film, but they do sometimes award Lifetime Achievement Oscars. And if anyone out there from Oscar is listening, and we suspect they are, I would recommend highly that you give this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Kirk Douglas. Is this, are we still going? And who are your picks, folks? Send us a Twitter to either Tim or myself. Let us know what your pick is for Best Picture. I believe that it's going to be a surprise tonight, but I'd like to get your opinions, and of course we will cut live to some of your opinions.
Okay, the Oscars are back on. We have to go back to Oscars. Play Oscars. Play the Oscars on TV.
Peter Jackson won?
No. Play the Oscars on this TV.
Did Peter Jackson just win the Oscar? Did Peter Jackson just win? Can you look up and see if Peter Jackson just won the Oscar?
What's happening?
Did Peter Jackson just win? No? Is this...
Shit.
Peter Jackson just won for The Hobbit. This is something that I had been predicting. It was something that I believed in. This 2012 was a good year for movies. Anyone who's a film buff knows if you've been watching on cinema, you've seen a lot of good movies pass through.
Can we show the? Can we watch? That's not. He didn't win the. They haven't gotten that award yet.
These look like recent pictures.
Hey, put on the awards. Oh. Alright, so this put on the awards. Put on the awards with the bear, Ted the bear. Put on the bear, Ted. Put on the bear, the awards of bear. Put on the Ted. Oh, now this is what I'm talking about. Well. Let's go to commercial. So there you have it. That's oh, this is still Oscar on. There you have it. The Skyfall win Best Picture. wins best picture, and it wasn't even nominated. So
Skyfall's a great movie, but that was the best sound that it was that it just won, and well deserved, because I saw Skyfall 3 times, and now that I saw
it's a new drink called the Oscar Special, like a little popcorn, butter, and champagne.
Well, Skyfall for best sound to me makes a lot of sense. It's not often that Bond movies win Oscars, but it should be, because this is one of the most successful franchises of the last 50 years. And I do think there'll come a point, especially in today's climate, where people really like series. You had the Harry Potter series, you had the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I think it's about time that Oscar honors Mr. James Bond. Whether or not he'll win an Oscar tonight for Best Picture, only the fortune tellers can say. But I do believe that he's on the road to that by winning the Best Sound tonight. And if you've ever seen a Bond picture, you know that the theme songs are always exciting. I remember seeing Duran Duran. Remember the old, from the 1980s, doing the theme song to one of those films and really getting a kick out of it. And I think you'll see a lot from James Bond in the future as far as Oscar is concerned. You want to turn it off now? Roger Moore, one of the great James Bonds. For Your Eyes Only. Speaking of For Your Eyes Only, I wanted to mention right now that the firm of Price Waterhouse Coopers is in charge of keeping the Oscar secrets, and that's a big task, because the Oscars come in opaque envelopes, and anybody could find out what the winner is, unless you had it in the hands of a security firm like Price Waterhouse Coopers, who make sure that it's a top secret until the final moment when we learn the best picture of the year. This year, I do believe there's going to be an upset, and that's going to be exciting. So do keep tuning in. Where's Tim? Keep tuning in and watch the surprise upset of The Hobbit. Mr. Peter Jackson is set to win Best Director in about 10 minutes, followed by Best Picture, The Hobbit. Jackson won about 10 years ago with The Lord of the Rings. He's going to win tonight with The Hobbit, and it's going to be another crown on his head. Stick around. You're watching On Cinema, at the Oscars, live from Hollywood, California. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here live in Hollywood, California. I'd like to introduce the host of On Cinema, at the Oscars, Mr. Tim Heidecker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Greg, I apologize. Champagne got the best of me tonight. And can I get some water?
You have some. Yeah, I've got some water right there.
This is not water. I put champagne in it. Congratulations to Anne Hathaway, who won the Oscar for Best Picture tonight for the movie Les Mis, and she did deserve it, because that movie was her performance in that movie was the best of that category. And I predicted that she would win, or I predicted that Sally Field would win, but also I thought that she would win too. So that was a private prediction, and congratulations to Seth MacFarlane for winning, for being a host of the Oscars.
And we're about to have some congratulations to Peter Jackson, who has won in the past and will win in the future. Tim, I don't know if you realize this, but there are 2 more Hobbit movies on the horizon.
Yes,
and that's good news for film buffs like myself. I don't know when they're coming out, but I can guarantee you that it will be a date to mark on your calendar if you're a Hobbit freak. And I certainly am, and a lot of our viewers are, and I've been getting a lot of cards and letters from people.
Hey, this would be cool. If you're home watching right now, raise your hand if you thought the Hobbit should win. And the music, Anne Hathaway gave a good speech.
She did. You know, it's always a treat to hear the speeches that these people have worked so hard on writing. I've always thought it would be interesting to hear the speeches that people wrote who didn't win, because you know they had those ready too, and they'll never be heard. And that's kind of a sad thing.
Let's take some questions from the viewers watching today. Does anybody have any questions? Tweet me now, and I will ask you, and I'll answer your question.
One question I've always had is, why can't the Oscars be twice a year? There's enough movies that come out. There would be no problem with having July Oscars and a February Oscars, and that way more films get Best Picture, and that really helps everybody out. Makes it easier to know what to see when you go into your video shop and you see a little Oscar statuette on the box.
Someone said, how drunk are you? Scale of 1 to 10. 10. As drunk as I've ever been.
10, starring Bo Derek and Dudley Moore. It's not often you have a movie named after a number, but they did in 1979 with the movie 10. It was a great movie. It was a comedy, had a little bit of a sensual side as well, had some classical music, and had the debut of Bo Derek, who
I have
became an icon.
Percolator in my house. Just get a coffee. Regular coffee, just black coffee.
We got some big awards coming up. Still, Best Director.
Sorry. That was my ice. Can I get more ice?
You got all over my videos.
Sorry about that.
No, please. This is my collection, and please respect it. '65 was the year.
It's got this has champagne.
Julie Andrews for The Sound of Music.
Is Oscar back on? Is Oscar back on? Let's put it on. Let's watch Oscar. Oh, this is Richard Gere.
No, that's not Richard Gere. Is it off? Play some music or something. Play some less miserable music. To play that.
Who is this? What part of the awards is this? What part of the awards is this? I mean, what kind of awards is this? We're back live. My name is Tim Heidecker, and I'm the host of On Cinema. I apologize. Turn the sound off of this. I couldn't watch the Oscars anymore. It's depressing. We had a problem with the sound. I was just sick, and I feel better now. And I don't know how somebody like Pat O'Brien does it, or those guys who host these shows, because they must use ginger ale. And Greg had to feed the meter. I wanted this to go well for you, to watch this and for this to be like a TV show about Oscar, and I apologize. Hey everybody, we're back for another. We're taking a commercial break, and I apologize for again for being not feeling well, and I guess I got a little bit of the flu, and sick, and I had too much champagne. Honestly, some of these people watching, some of the people at the awards have the same problem I do, and let me just say that I think that these awards are some of the worst I've ever seen. And because somebody like Seth MacFarlane doesn't belong here. You know, there's somebody like Dennis Miller should be hosting the awards. Now there's an idea. So, Greg, I apologize to you for the incident with your movies, and believe me, I will make it up to you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these were my backup copies. I keep a sealed original copy of Oscar winners because as a collector, that's what you do. These were backup copies, but they do need to be replaced, and I will show you how to use eBay. Some of these films, if you haunt the flea markets or the thrift stores and things, you might find them. These are collector's titles, so you probably won't. It's probably something to replace them, and you're going to have to replace them. You're going to have to get on eBay and just bid along with everyone else, and good luck to you. I hope you win, because you do need to replace these titles.
Well, you know, my perspective is I didn't, you know, vomit on the movies themselves. I vomited on the covers, which can be...
Well, they're printed covers with the graphics. Anyone who collects movies knows that the graphics are half of the package right there.
Let's be honest, most of it is just popcorn and champagne anyways. So perhaps it could be a like a memory for you of just clean it up and
this is a
forget
bad
it.
memory. This is a bad memory. I actually had my friend John, who was in the Godfather Part 2, had signed the back of the case. I'm glad that you threw up on the front of the case
that is,
because the autograph is still fine. But
that one is fine.
It's going to need some. It's going to need some.
That one is fine. Look at the back is fine, and you can clean it up and it's fine. I just sorry, I erased his actual signature. Sorry. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to go now. It would be fun to tape some episodes of this next week or something, but I'm going to go now.
Okay, back to the Oscars. Hey, it's Tim. Did you see, where'd you go?
I'm just heading to my car now. I'm just heading to the car.
Well, why don't you come back? Because Barbra Streisand was just on.
Why don't you give me an assurance that you can replace the videotapes that you ruined? Because I worked my whole life to get this collection together of Oscar winners. If you won't give me the assurance that you'll replace them, I have no reason to come back.
I am sorry. I told you I'm sorry, and I will get you new tapes. And I'll get you a new autograph, too.
Well, I don't think you can do that. Because John Connor, I don't think he was impressed with your behavior, and I don't think he's going to come back. And a lot of these videotapes are pretty expensive. These are Oscar winners, they're collectibles, and they're not cheap. And you're a cheap date, you're not likely to spend the money to replace them for me.
Greg, well, hold on a minute. We're live, by the way. We're on the internet, live.
Well, I'm not.
Yes, you are, because I have you on speakerphone.
Well, I don't think you put speakerphone on because I think you're drunk. You're making an ass of yourself. And this is an embarrassment. I wish I could go back and erase this whole day.
Well, listen. You agreed to do a post-show wrap-up of the Oscars. And
I agreed to give my expertise to the viewers, but apparently you'd rather see this show turn into some sort of advertisement for alcoholism. And this isn't Days of Wine and Roses. That wasn't nominated this year. This is disgusting, and I'm just putting my key into my car and I'm getting out of here.
come on, man, just come back and just let's do the wrap-up. Let's just talk about who won and who lost, because you don't even know if maybe Hobbit will win. Please come back. I apologize.
Well, maybe you need to get on eBay and
I will.
auctions.
I will get your movies back. I promise. I apologize. I'm sorry. I got.
It's not just that you'll get them back; it's that you tarnish some of these movies. I don't think it doesn't make me feel very good to see Forrest Gump covered in your champagne and Frito-Lay vomit. It just doesn't make me feel good.
I understand, and I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But we do this thing together, and I will consider you. Hold on. I will consider you. I will say that you are the co-host of this show, and I will make you the co-host of my show if you come back.
Really?
Yes. You are the co-host of On Cinema.
Can you turn to the camera and say this? And say that, and anybody that's watching now, can you please record this? Use any program you have to record this.
Yes, fine.
Record what we're about to say. Record it. I want everyone to record this because you have said this before, and you have gone back on it before. And I think it's a good cycle.
All right, fine. Is the camera? Is that working?
Yeah, I want you to say this.
All right. I'll say it. Shut up. But you have to promise. If I say it.
I want people to record this because I'm sick of you making promises and then they change. They mysteriously change. Goalposts changes. I want people to report this because I want to have this on tape.
All right. If I do this, will you promise to come back in here and do the wrap-up?
I'd love to. I have a lot of opinions about tonight's Oscar ceremony, and I wish I'd been able to be sharing them all night long, but you made it impossible.
Okay. We have an agreement. Gregg Cinema is... Hold on a minute. Let me get my shit together. I'm gonna put my phone down. Come in and I'll tell you to your face. Gregg Turkington is the co-host of On Cinema. There you have it. Show the Oscars. Show the Oscars. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I'd like to introduce the co-host of my show tonight, co-host of On Cinema, Mr. Gregg Turkington.
Hey guys. Okay. Yeah, this is unexpected, but I'm excited. A lot of new directions I'd like to take the show. I'd like to not just cover current films, but also some of the old classics. And we've touched upon that in the past on other seasons. But
well, let's not talk about the direction of the show. Let's talk about the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
We are here watching one of your. Here he is.
Yeah, that's probably not my favorite picture, but it's one that has been seen quite a bit. And yeah.
So we are really talking about Oscars. You know, Adele won for Skyfall, again another James Bond movie, as you said, and I got to eat crow on this one because I thought that they wouldn't win Best Oscar.
I told you Skyfall was going to be a big winner this year. It's going to be a competition between Skyfall and Hobbit for who has the most Oscars. Hobbit, a couple disappointments tonight, but for those who are watching, you know that the night's still young. And Best Picture, Best Director are the key awards, and we do still expect Hobbit to win those.
You know, this is the first time we're doing this, so we're maybe like the Academy Awards. If you saw the first Academy Awards, they were not perfect, you know. But so if we do this for another 100 years, whatever, they will. You know, I'm
willing to sign up for 100 more years. I love doing this show. I always have. I've made no secret about that. I've been teaching film courses during the summer when we were not doing these broadcasts, and that was fun, but it wasn't as satisfying as actually getting out there and sharing my expertise with the public. And I'm so glad that you feel the same way and that we can look forward to several more seasons of what I think is probably the best film criticism show on the web currently.
Yes, I agree, but I think we should make the distinction between you are the co-host of our On Cinema Oscar special.
But you said, and I do have some fans out there who videotaped this, and the VHS tapes will be coming in the mail, I'm sure, Monday morning. You said I was the co-host of On Cinema at the Cinema, and I'm going to hold you to it. And I think there's a lot of viewers out there that want to hold him to it, too.
Well, if you're following me on Twitter, answer me this. Is Gregg Turkington the host?
You already said I was, so this is ridiculous. I was in the parking lot and ready to go because I do have other offers.
He is the co-host of. You are the co-host of the Oscars, the On Cinema Oscar special.
But that's only once a year. I'm more interested in being the co-host of the regular show, which is sort of how we made our name.
All right. Well, let's talk about that later. What we want to talk about is who's going to win the best Oscar for because because we still have the Academy Award for.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I walked out right now, you'd have no expertise, and you wouldn't have a clue as to who's going to win. So, I think what you need to do is back up what you said earlier, and let's just call it a draw. I am the co-host of On Cinema at the Cinema, and at least if we could at least agree for the next year. And at that point, after a year, if you're not happy with the work I've done and the information that I have imparted to the audience, get a new co-host. But give me a chance, give me a year to do what I can do and see how that goes.
What do you guys think? Let's go back to the Oscars, and we'll tell you. I'll get a popular vote. Would you agree to a popular vote?
I would agree to a popular vote because
okay,
I'm
there
very
you have it.
confident
Popular
in
vote.
what I have
Shake
given
my
to
hand.
the
Popular
show.
vote.
Well, wash your hands and I'll shake your hands.
We'll be back with the popular vote after this. Should Greg be the permanent co-host of On Cinema? Tell me what you think, and we will watch the Oscars now.
You've already said that I was.
Back to the Oscars. Well, folks, the response has been overwhelming, unbelievable. People are really interested in this whole controversy. I love it.
Yeah, Bill Bria just tweeted, "I vote Gregg Turkington for best co-host."
Well,
so
there's no
Bill
best
Bria.
or worst co-host.
And,
That's not what's up for debate. A lot of people agree that what's great about the show is that it's becoming from me, and that I am the driving force behind the show. Obviously,
You're a great host, but every great host needs a great co-host.
Right. Well, you've been a great guest, and here's what I propose. Because I did make that agreement, I did offer that to you. I will give you the opportunity to be co-host for a year. Starting in 2014.
Okay. There's a good chance that this show may not last till 2014. So that is kind of
so would a co-host be that sort of dismissive of On Cinema? I think somebody out there watching right now might actually be a better co-host, somebody that believes in the future of the show. I'm talking about people that
somebody who likes having their valuable collection vomited on. That might be somebody that you would try to find. Maybe you can find somebody who likes having their hands stepped on when they're trying to set up the chair before the show.
Hold on, because
maybe you can find somebody who likes being sneezed on when they go to the Oscars and you get sneezed on in their suit.
Okay,
maybe you can find somebody like that. I don't think you can. I don't think you can find someone like that.
I apologized for what happened to your VHS tapes, okay? And I will fix that every
I don't think you did. The way to apologize is to get on eBay.com and start bidding. Could people put the hashtag start bidding at Tim? Because this is ridiculous. Some of these tapes, I admit, My Fair Lady is a cheap videotape. You can get that for a few cents. But
calm down about the video. Calm down about the. Hold on, hey, calm down about the video. Calm down about the videotapes.
Forrest Gump is expensive.
Calm down about the videotapes.
Forrest Gump is expensive.
I'll get you another edition of Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is expensive.
I will cover all of this. All I'm saying is, let's just ride out the year the way we've been doing business, which is, I'm the host and you are the guest. Because that's a good. People look.
But you just agreed 5 minutes ago that we were co-hosts of the show, and honestly, if it's a film show, what makes a film show is the expertise that people bring to it.
I'm telling you what I asked the audience what they think, and most people think that you should be a better co-host, co-guest, or a guest. Greg, you said you should just work with, I know Tim.
You don't know John Travolta from Fred Travelina. You should be a host. You're a great host. It's great to introduce people who know know something about film, who know something, who've studied, who have taken courses.
All right, fine. You know what? I'm going on. I got an app for eBay. I'm going on the app for eBay, and I'm going on the app for eBay right now, and I'm going to bid for Forrest Gump for you. Well, if I do this.
Yeah.
Will you agree to be
it's also the color purple, which is
fine. I'll do all the videos that you have. I'll replace them all. I'll get you on DVD.
I've one piece of good news. Have you ever heard about the light at the end of the tunnel? The good news that I have is that before we started shooting that segment, I actually put 2 of my films behind this screen in preparation for taking them out. So here are two films you don't have to bid on because you didn't vomit on them. Titanic and West Side Story. Well, actually, no, this isn't Titanic. It's Remember the Titans. I meant to pick up Titanic, and I grabbed Remember the Titans, which is not an Oscar winner, but nonetheless,
so
these are two films that you do not have to replace.
Case in point, you want to be the co-host, and you bring in Titanic, but it's actually Remember the Titans.
Well, it's the same font as Titanic. It was an easy mistake to make. Well, so now you do have to bid on Remember the Titans or Titanic or whatever it is, because you just broke it. So you broke it, you buy it. The Pottery Barn, that was their policy, and that's mine too.
Well, my point is, the audience has spoken, we agreed, let them decide. You should be the co-host.
Yeah, that's what they said.
In 2014. So 2014 is the year of the co-host, and that's what I'm prepared to do. And let's do the show for a year after that, and then decide if it's
How much have you drunk since you threw up? Because you are starting to seem drunk again.
I had water, and I had NyQuil, and I took a Percocet because of my cold.
Okay. See you all, guys, in 2014. It's his show, I guess, until then. So,
Greg, can I talk to you about something? Can I talk to you about something? Because honestly, we talked about this, and I said you would be the co-host for the Oscar ceremony.
No. 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 No.
Yes. Come
no.
Here. Just calm down a second. We're not on camera. Calm
no.
Down. Calm down.
No.
Calm down. We're not on camera. I want
no.
to talk to you for real. For real.
No.
For real.
No. No.
Hey, no. Just stop that now.
No.
Don't leave. Just don't leave. I want to talk to you. I will be. You'll be co-host.
No. No.
Be co-host. Okay.
As of tonight, but not as of 2014.
Fine. Would you come back on if we agree to do that, please?
If you want to get on eBay, I will.
Can we just deal with eBay later, please? And can I have somebody get me sandwiches, please? Can we get sandwiches, please? Okay. Greg, can we do this, please? Are we live? Okay, back to the Oscars. Well, congratulations to Ang Lee for winning Best Director.
And she wasn't even there. She sent an aide or something to collect the award.
Yes, and what an honor, what a great Oscar night it's been. I want to thank my, we still have so many words to go through, but I want to thank Gregg Turkington here for as being my co-host. And things got a little out of control. I honestly feel like, but that is sort of the essence of Oscar. You never know what's going to happen, and that's sort of the spirit of the whole Hollywood celebrating the awards. I mean, I didn't know if John Travolta was going to be on the awards, for example.
I didn't even know he made a movie this year.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to make a movie to be on the part of the awards. Look at Meryl Streep. She was on the awards. Who else?
She played the Queen. Meryl Streep was the Queen of England in a film that I saw last year. I don't remember what it's called, but she was very good in it.
Mm-hmm. So we have a few more awards to get to. We have Best Actress and Actor, and Quentin Tarantino won the Best Actor award. So congratulations to him.
I think he won the Best Director award.
Best Director award.
Sorry. But you made a mistake.
And why don't you talk about what's up next?
Quentin Tarantino's a great director. Some of his films are a little violent, and in the wake of some of the violence that has happened in this country, it's a little controversial to give him the Best Director award, but the Academy decided that it's all about the movies and not about what's going on outside of the theater. And when I go to see the movies, I like to turn my phone off and sort of clear my head and order an extra large tub of popcorn, because then you get the free refills, and just concentrate on the movie.
Right.
And I think that the Oscar voters should be commended. We tip our hats to you for voting for Quentin Tarantino for Best Director, even
I would
with
like
some
to
of the
pitch, I'll
violence
tell you, I would
in
like
the,
to
in
pitch
the world today.
I would like to pitch Quentin Tarantino my fishing story from yesterday, because there we were, and I caught about the 7, 8, 10-pound bass, and I was going to clean it and clean it right there as I get it, and I have the boning knife, really very sharp knife. And I cleaned it. And I was teaching my son how to clean the fish, and I cut my finger. I cut this much of my finger out.
And that's why what you need is a Costco membership. You can get big pieces of fish there for real cheap.
All right, back to the Oscars.
Frozen.
And Quentin, if you're watching, this could be a cool
story. Keep up the good work. Congratulations.
Well, let's recap the outstanding 9 nominees for tonight's Best Picture.
Shouldn't win. No.
Never seen it. Never heard of it.
No. Foreign. Yes.
Hobbit.
Should be in the best documentary category. Turn the volume up, please.
Winner is The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. This is fake, because this is they have to have PricewaterhouseCoopers should have been.
No, I didn't see that one.
It was Argo. Argo won.
Thinking, 3 sexiest producers alive. I want to thank the Academy. This is truly an honor. There are literally thousands of people to thank, so I'm not going to thank them now.
Well, thanks for watching. We can turn the volume down. You don't hear that it's buzzing. Argo won for Best Picture, and it is the Best Picture according to Oscar. Greg?
I guess we'll remember 2013 as the year Oscar jumped the shark. Because if you look at what the critics said and what the fans said and what fellow actors and directors said, The Hobbit was the best picture of 2012. Sort of reminds me of back in 1977 when a little film called Star Wars that opened all of our imaginations also lost. And it just goes to show that sometimes they get it wrong. We still respect you, Oscar. We will still tune in. We'll never forget some of the decisions you got right, but you screwed it up this year. Argo was not the best picture. A lot of people didn't even see it. A lot of people don't want to see it. And The Hobbit was the best picture, and I think we can agree on that.
Well, let me just make a way to cap this on a positive note, because I was planning on doing this for a few weeks, and I meant to do it earlier in the show, but I thought it would be funny. It would be a good part of the show if I gave my own award
to The Hobbit.
No, and I was going to give because of all the people that watch On Cinema. Thank you for watching.
Well, they don't get awards. The show is the award.
But
getting to watch the show for free, isn't it?
I want to give one award tonight on the show to my best guest of 2012, and that is for Gregg Turkington. Gregg Turkington. Hold on. Gregg Turkington gets the award for best guest, and
I accept that award under the condition that the best guest parlays to the future co-host. And that's another award you gave me earlier tonight, and we have that on film.
Well, let's just make this about the award that you just got, which is...
Well, I love that award. Where is it? Where's the statue at? Because I think this is not... This is an
official On Cinema mug.
I accept. I wish that I was saying... I wish I was accepting the award on behalf of Peter Jackson because he had a flu and couldn't make it to pick up the real Oscar that he deserves. I do accept this as the guest of the year. I wish I was accepting it as the co-host.
Well, you weren't eligible for that because I'm saying this was for 2012. Guest for who's the best guest.
No, but I'm saying I wish you were backing up what you said earlier about the co-host, because I'll tell you what.
Well, all right, fine, you're the co-host.
Now everybody watches video games, and you don't get a lot of film experts anymore. People are too busy watching.
Why don't you stand up and give a speech?
PlayStation and that sort of thing, and not going to the movies. And I have spent my whole life at the movies, and that's all that has ever mattered to me. And that's what's important to me. And so to be cut out of the loop and not being given the co-host position that you promised earlier it's not an award, it's a slap in the face. And this isn't an award, this is just a mug that you've been trying to sell and that no one wants to buy. So buy the mugs if you can. They're good mugs. I have one, but it's not an award. And the real award would be to have people tweet at Tim their home video clips of him making me the co-host of the show, and not this guest of the year, which is a nothing award and doesn't mean anything.
Well, thank you for close up. Thank you for watching our Oscar special for 2012, and let's just remember that the Oscar, that anybody, even look at some of the people that won that people weren't expecting to win. Those were also Oscar people. It's not just about Hollywood.
Congratulations to Jennifer Lawrence. Congratulations to Daniel Day-Lewis. Congratulations to Sally Field, Michelle Obama, and Argo. Congratulations and good night.
Thank you. Hold on, Greg. I really did want to give you an award. It wasn't a joke. I did want to give you an award.
All right. The award would be knowing that you'd replaced my collection. Get a shot of that. Is that?
Do you have anything that could be an award? Can we give him an award? All right. Stand by. I got you an award.
Well, you know I don't like olives. Every one of these has olives in it. You know I don't like olives. Every one of these has olives in it. You know I don't like olives, so that's not an award. There's an olive there. There's an olive there. Every one of these has olives. I don't like olives. Congratulations to Daniel Day-Lewis. Congratulations to Argo. Congratulations to Jennifer Lawrence and all of you for another year of great cinema. We look forward to presenting more great films on Cinema in the coming year. Thanks, Tim, for doing a great job.
All right, thanks for watching.